This week on Supercars Torque, we get to see the first of the 2022 liveries. Jamie Whincup is a father, and the pit lane order's out. I know everyone's been waiting on the edge of their seats for this news. The 2022 pit lane order is out. Of course, this goes in the team's championship from the previous year. For niceties or whatever, the 4-car teams are split into two 2-car teams. So in Tickford's case, because their good cars finished up the front, that means that all 4 cars get to up the front of the pit lane. And then with, Brad Jones, they all kind of, actually, they didn't do too bad last year, actually. They were in front of quite a few. So someone like Team 18, because they finished in front of, Tickford 2 and BJR 2, but because the lead teams finished in front of them, they get shuffled kind of right down the back of the grid. Blanchard's there, they're in a spot of bother because of the odd number of cars this year, so they're all on their own, which no double stacking, but that also means they have to man their whole crew, whereas last year they got to share the Tickford boom. If there is any wild cars, I suppose, I guess they get to share some crew there. The obvious advantage, of course, is no double stacking if that does come up there, but then they are at the back where that car probably should be a bit further up, really, where it is, which more becomes a problem in the qualifying sessions than anything else. There is a little bit of an advantage to being further up the front when people are coming into the pit lane, but that's something that they're going to have to live with as long as they're a 1-car team. Premier Air Racing will be based out of Brisbane. No surprises there, really. Their drag team is based out of Brisbane as well. It looks like the cars are going to spend some time at 888. They're getting their birthday now. Apparently this is actually a proper birthday, unlike the birthday that they had last year under Techno Team Sydney guys. They are supposed to be going to, or being prepped at 888's, going to the test whenever it is in a few weeks' time. Then they will go back to 888's and be prepped for the first round. After that, we're not sure where they're going to end up. They have also signed a commercial manager for the team, Paul Thompson. Don't know him, but he is from Erebus, and I mean, Erebus has, they have been bringing on sponsors and things like that, so that could well be a good get for that team. They're making all the right noises at the moment, which, really that's all we can ask for now. Jamie Whincup has become a father, so a big year. He gets to be the boss of the team, and now he is a dad as well. No details on it, like Jamie's life, very, very private. We don't know if it's a boy, a girl, gender neutral. Just congratulations though. It's big news for the Whincup family. The race formats for this year have been released. Now, obviously, it's all a bit of a moving target at the moment. Like, will the Grand Prix actually happen? So how much we can read into this, but for right now, we have got Sid Motorsport Park will be kicking it off with 2 300k races, top 10 shootouts on both days. There is a lot of top 10 shootouts and stuff during the year. Of course, apparently that's what we want. There will be a 3 sprint race format at a lot of rounds that will vary between 110, 115 and 125 kilometres, depending on where they go. But those 3 sprint races will be at Simmons, Barbagallo, Winton, Darwin, The Bend, Sandown and Pukekohe. Probably won't be going to Pukekohe or Barbagallo, but this is the calendar that we've got at the moment. Albert Park will be 4x100 races if that happens. Townsville, Gold Coast and Newcastle will be, I suppose, more their traditional 250k races. And Bathurst is the outlier with 1,000 kilometre race with co-drivers. I suppose the big disappointment with this kind of calendar is I really like that kind of around 2015 where we had the 2 shorter sprints on the Saturday and 1 longer race on the Sunday, where this has gone, you know, back to a lot of that shorter sprint races. You get a little race on the Saturday and then you get 2 little races on the Sunday. I prefer seeing a little bit of variation in there, but obviously we're still, I suppose, last year with these cars and that, and working within the restrictions of the China virus and that, so at least we are going to see racing. The actual big news this week, we've seen the first livery come out, other than the Randall Mustang, but you know, let's not count that one. The two Penrite Mustangs for Grove Racing now were released. Lee Holdsworth has come out and said he expects to be in the top 10 of the championship. Well, you can expect that, but it's not going to happen. If both of those cars are in top 15, I will be surprised. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I mean, Grove's no better than everyone, so you know they're probably still going to pump money into this year rather than focusing on next year. But anyway, having said all that, the look of the cars, it looks good. The Penrite cars always look good. Have they added too much white? Is it too much like last year's car? You know. It looks good, but could they have done better? A little bit busy in that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Interestingly, Ned Whiskey still features on both cars, kind of on the back of the bonnet and on the roof. A lot of people saying, oh, they're going to Brad Jones with Andre. No, Brad already had funding for Andre's car, so yeah, that wasn't going to happen. And a few white patches on this car. Is there other, you know, it doesn't seem like a highlight kind of area, especially on that front bumper there. Yeah, maybe they've got another sponsor kind of to add in there at some point. The last little thing this week came out that Ford is developing a GT3 Mustang for overseas endurance racing, blah, blah, blah. And of course, all the commenters come out and say, oh, we should be doing GT3 racing here. Well, we've got GT3 racing and nobody watches it because it's for really rich guys to go and buy their Ferraris and Mercedes or whatever and, you know, go and race and poodle around, because if they crash them, it costs a lot of money to fix them. Whereas with the supercars, like you crash them every race and you just fix them and off you go, and they keep going and going and going. A bit like the TCR, you know, if you have a minor bingle in them and you've got to go and buy a new chassis and everything, not really practical for that kind of thing. The budgets I've heard to run a top GT3 car is very similar to running a supercar for the year, and yeah, when you add in crash damage and that, those costs can skyrocket. Yes, engine life and things like that do last longer. Yes, we could have many brands out there running around. Yes, we wouldn't have to develop our own cars. We would possibly make it a bit more interesting, but definitely then there would be more chance of, you know, one team running away with it. There would, with the arguments that we have about parity these days, can you imagine if balance of performance was, you know, it would just never end. Could you imagine the Facebook comments on that? So I still think Gen 3 is the way to go. I'd probably be looking to make it a little bit more cheaper and a little bit more controlled than what it is. But, you know, that's an argument for another day. But thanks for watching. Thank you to the members who have joined. Just a little reminder, if you have joined, I don't know how to contact you guys yet, but drop me an email with your details if you have gone for the second level or above, because there is some goodies coming your way, and I do actually have some merchandise coming very soon, so keep an eye out for that. It'll be, you know, on the video. But until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.